Well, hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us for this webinar. We're going to be going over sending an email using marketing solutions powered by Pianola. ACBL worked with Pianola to develop this software to help units and districts better connect with their members. It opens a lot of exciting possibilities for you. While it's often used for tournaments, it's not limited to that. You can use it to announce elections and results, promote a special event or unit game, share newsletters, announce changes in a schedule, bring attention to a seminar, and so on. We've seen units and districts use the software for all these purposes. You're only limited by the ACBL's terms of use for personal information, so no private or business topics. You can also send more than one email about each subject. So you can send a save-the-date email and a reminder email later on. You can even include attachments to these emails, like a flyer or form or ballot. But one of the best features is the ability to target your audience. Your marketing campaigns are always going to be more successful if you're able to segment the audience and deliver specialized content meant just for them. With the software, you can target any rank or group of rank, like non-life masters, or any master point level. So if you have a 99er game coming up, you can reach just that group with a specific email. It's all included in the package. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to James Ward, who developed this software, and he's going to walk you through sending an email.
Okay, thanks Gwyn. Hi everybody, my name's James Ward and I'm the founder of Pianola, and I worked with ACBL, or my company worked with ACBL a couple of years ago to develop this tool so that you guys would have much greater control over the marketing of your events and the communications from your units and districts, and also to give you much more flexibility in how you could target people. So I'm going to take you through creating a couple of emails. I'm going to do one as a district, as if we're doing a regional tournament, and then I'm going to do one as a unit, as if we're sending a unit newsletter to all of the players in the unit. So the first thing you do when you log into the system is, if you don't have a username already, just contact the ACBL marketing departments and they will fix you up with a username. If you already have a username and you forgot your password, or if you even forgot your username, we just have some links on the login screen that you can use. So I'll go ahead and log in, and in this particular account, when you first log in, what you see is this dashboard, and there's some information on here. There's a video you can watch that takes you through the process, and along the top here we've got some help information. So there's a user guide that you could download, there's a phone number for the ACBL marketing department. You can also ring Baron Barkley, who are based in Louisville, Kentucky, so they'll help you if you have any questions, and you can also contact us. Now we're based in the UK, so generally if you're contacting us late in the day, North American time, we may have finished, so you might find a quicker response if you do ring Baron Barkley or the ACBL. We also have some FAQs which you can read through and answer some of the questions that we've had from users before. So when you want to send a message, you click on the Messages tab, and I have permission in this case to send emails on behalf of District 8 and Unit 234. Now again, when you set your account up, when you ask ACBL to create your account, you tell them which units or which districts you are acting on behalf of, and so they'll give you the permission that you need to reach your audience. And if you only have one unit or one district, you won't even see this screen. You'll just go straight into the next screen. So I'm going to pick that I'm going to send an email here on behalf of District 8, and you can see all of the emails that have been sent in the past, and to send a new one you click New Message. So the first option you get is to choose a template. So we have 6 already. We're about to add a couple more in the next few days as well. And they have various different purposes. I'm going to be sending this as if it's promoting a regional tournament, so I'm going to pick the regional template. But we have one especially for just a blank template, or people who've lapsed, or just a save the date type kind of advance notice of a tournament. One specially for non-life masters and one for sectionals. I'm going to go and pick the regional tournament and click continue. Now in this case what we're saying is this is a tournament, and usually the best option when you're promoting a tournament is to pick the radius around a zip code. And so there are 2 options here of where you pick the geographic reach for your email. And because this is a tournament, I'm going to pick the radius option. And to use this option you provide a zip code, and then you provide the distance around that zip code. So let's suppose this is a tournament taking place in Effingham. The zip code there, the zip code is 62401. So I'm going to put 62401, and I'm going to choose, let's go for the maximum radius. So again, the maximum radius, that's been configured by ACBL in Horn Lake. If you feel you need a different radius, just go ahead and contact those guys and have that conversation. Once you've selected your zip code and you've selected the distance, you'll see on a map exactly where the email is going to reach. And maybe if you feel that's just a little too large, you could reduce that and try again. Just pick it, play around with those configurations until you're happy with the area that you're reaching. Then I'm going to click continue, and then the next stage, we've chosen the geographic area. We're now going to choose which particular players, and you've got a number of options. We call these smart groups, and what we have here is people with master points above a certain level or below a certain level, a ranking above or below a certain level, all of the current members in that area, lapsed members in that area, people have a birthday between 2 dates, and the custom field isn't being used right now, but that may be used in the future. But let's say this is going to be an email particularly promoting the non-life master program at this tournament. So I'm going to go for ranking below life master. Now I'll just say these above and below options, they are literally as they're described. So when I've chosen ranking below life master, that will not include anyone who is life master. So if you did want to include people who are life master, you'd have to choose below bronze life master. So just watch out for that. So I've chosen my criteria. I'm going to click continue, and we're just going to see a summary of what I've chosen. Now you'll see down here at the bottom, what it's doing is it's calculating how many people match that criteria. Now if you want, you can wait at this stage. It only takes a few seconds. You can either wait, and it's finished now. It says there are 7,728 recipients, of which the system has an email address for 4,692, and the remaining 3,036, the system will produce a letter for those people if you wanted to mail out to them. If you don't want to wait for that count, just go ahead, just click continue anyway. By the time you get to the screen where you actually send the email, the calculation will have completed in the background. So you've selected your geography, you've selected your players. The next thing to do is to compose the email. So you can choose who any replies should go to. Now by default, every unit and district has supplied a default reply to address, and that will be what's used if you don't change it. But if you're sending this email and you want the emails to come back to you, you might choose you as the reply to address. And you can choose anybody who's been given permission to send emails on behalf of this unit or district. Having chosen who you want the replies to go to, you then provide a subject. And we've provided a few tips here about how to write good subject lines. The key here with a good subject line for an email is tell, don't sell. Do the selling within the email. The job of a subject line is to just tell people why they should open this email, and you'll find that the best open rates are achieved if your subject lines are really quite straightforward. Just say, you know, this is our program for such and such a tournament on such and such a date. Something quite simple. So we've got some tips there that might be helpful to you. So I'll just say regional. Now the system's going to personalize every email. So you're going to get Dear Gwyn, Dear James, etc. And then all of this section, you just delete this and go ahead and enter your own content. So the content that's there now is just some examples of the kind of thing you might want to say, but you can delete that and completely start from scratch with whatever content you want. You also have the option at the bottom here to add attachments. So if you've got a flyer, you might want to go ahead and add that. And just takes a couple of seconds and that uploads, and that's now attached to the email. My advice would be, if you are attaching documents, always try and make it a PDF. If you were to send other kind of documents like Word files, they may not look great when the recipients open those attachments, or even the recipient may not be able to open it at all if they don't have that program. If you send PDFs, you'll find it always looks good when the recipient opens it. It always looks exactly the same as it did on your computer, and you'll also find that nobody should have any problems opening it. Everybody should be able to open PDFs. So we've composed the email, you click continue, and what you get now is just a quick preview. So you can look over the preview here, but you can also send yourself a test. You can send this to you, send it to yourself, or you can send it to anybody else. And once you've sent yourself a test, just check that you're happy with it, that it looks right, get somebody to proofread it, make sure there are no typos, and if you're happy with that, then you click continue, and that brings you onto the final screen, and this is where you actually do the send. So it's just very simple. Obviously I'm not going to do it right now, but this is, you literally press the send button. And what that will do is, in this case, it will send those 4,692 emails. And if you do want to produce letters, then you just click on the button that says generate the letters. Now that takes a couple of minutes to complete, but the system will do a mail merge. So every letter will come pre-formatted with the recipient's name and address set to line up with a windowed envelope, and again, Dear James, Dear Jay, etc., already personalized on the letter. So that's an example of sending an email by radius. Now the other option is that you can send emails based on unit, and this is particularly appropriate for things like unit newsletters or notification of elections, meetings, that kind of thing. And you might choose the blank template in this case. And this time, instead of choosing target by radius, I'm going to choose target by unit. And what you get in this case is you will see all of the units that your unit or district has permission to mail to. And generally these are your own unit and the adjacent units. Again, if you think the units that you've got permission for aren't quite right, speak to the marketing department and you can have that conversation with them. And they can adjust those things if necessary. So in this case, I'm sending this email on behalf of Unit 234, and if it's just a unit communication going out to unit members, then it's only really appropriate to send to Unit 234. So I'll just select that unit. From here, it's really the exact same process. In this case, I'm going to choose all current members and click continue. And again, it's calculating the recipients, and in this case, just 171 recipients, of which 117 have email and 54 will get a letter. Again, I'll click continue. You compose the email. Attachments if you need to. You get to preview it. I'll also download a sample letter just so you can see how that turns out. So here's a copy of the sample letter, and you see it's personalized, and the address is going to be Horn Lake, so just bear that in mind. That's maybe something that we need to look at, but at the moment those letters would all have Horn Lake address on. And again, at this point, it's just exactly the same process. You just click the send button, and if you want to generate all of letters, you click on the generate letters button. So really, that's it. We've tried to make this process as straightforward as possible, as intuitive as possible. One thing that we are in the process of adding in the near future, as well as those extra couple of templates, we're also going to be showing you statistics about how many of these emails have been opened, how many times people have clicked on any links you've put in those emails, whose email bounced, who clicked the spam button, all of that kind of thing. So you'll be able to monitor the success of your campaign and report back to your colleagues within your unit or district. So that's the end of the demo. I don't know, Gwen, Stephanie, are we taking any questions at this point?
Sure, if anyone has a question. Thank you, James, by the way.
You're welcome.
Hi, this is Georgette Caldwell from San Diego.
Hi, Georgette.
Hi, I might have missed what he just said on the getting the statistics. Can we do that now, or is that something we're going to be able to do soon?
That's something you're going to be able to do soon. Now, we are actually collecting the statistics. The final piece of the task is to get those showing within the product. So by the time you actually get to see them, you'll find that they're there for emails going back a few weeks. It won't be for all of the ones that have ever been sent, but it will be any that you've sent in the past few weeks.
Okay, that's great. Thanks, James.
Hi, this is Carl Bauerland from Palo Alto, California.
Hi.
Hi, I have a quick question on the upcoming new templates. Will there be a possibility to add our own clip art?
So when we designed the product, we did discuss the scope and the extent to which you would be able to add any other images, clip art, that kind of thing. And the decision we took was that to do so would be a significant amount more development work. And if I can kind of just step back a bit and give you the context as to why that's the case. Email is one of the oldest things on the internet. It was one of the first things that was developed for the internet. Kind of, way before the World Wide Web came along, there was email. And email was invented so long ago that nobody had kind of thought or, had predicted where the internet would go. So there are certain things such as the amount of spam that we all experience online. If email were invented today, it would probably be invented in a much more kind of secure, verified way, so that it would be much harder for spammers to do their annoying business. But one of the other issues that we get with the fact that email is kind of so old is that really never has been any kind of agreement about standards in terms of how emails get rendered from HTML code. Now that did happen with web pages, so pretty much web pages now, there are very clear and well-established standards that you can adhere to and know that a web page will look good regardless of the browser and regardless of the device that the recipient has. With email that's possible, but it's not as easily possible. And in order to create emails that you can be certain look good for every recipient, regardless of their software, regardless of their device, it would have been a significant amount extra work. So the decision was taken that we wouldn't build that in to the launch version of Marketing Solutions, and the alternative that we felt would be a good option would be the ability to add attachments, because you can make those look exactly how you want them to look. So the answer to your question is right now, no, it's not possible to insert any kind of images or clip art. The longer answer is, if you feel that's a very important feature, then my suggestion is you give that feedback to the marketing department, because obviously any enhancements or developments all have to be kind of initiated by the ACBL, and certainly it's something that we could look at and review whether or not we, how much development work that would be.
All right, thank you.
Does anybody else have any questions? Okay, great. Well, thank you for joining us. Thank you again, James. If you have any questions, you can send us an email at email services, that's plural, one word, email services@acbl.org, and we'll be able to help you out. Thank you again.
I'll just say there was just one more question in the chat window, which maybe we could pick that up. So this was from Jay Whipple in Florida. He asks, are you able to upload your own distribution list? So again, this was something, the way the system works right now is that every week the ACBL upload any changes to existing members' details and also any new members of the league. Also, every month the latest master points and rankings get uploaded to the system. So what you can be sure of when you send an email using Marketing Solutions is you are reaching all of the ACBL members with the latest information as held by the ACBL and using the latest rank and master point data. What we don't have, and again, it was something that was discussed kind of in the design of the product, is about the ability, if you have lists outside of that, of what facilities are there to do that. And again, if there's an interest in that, it needs to be communicated to Horn Lake so that they're aware of that and can gauge, the demand for that requirement. Of course, there is still Marketing Solutions is built using Pianola, and within Pianola's kind of core product, which is available to any club or unit or district, you can upload your own lists as much as you want, and any ACBL members, we will still get their ACBL ranks and master point information, but you can also, in that product, upload your own data without restriction. So you should just contact us if you're interested to do that.
All right, great. Thank you again.
Yep, thank you.
Bye-bye.